Hi, I'm Rachella, and I'm one of the therapists at Counseling Group of the Ozarks. So, Dr. Luke and our office, we try to work together to help the community with wellness and taking care of our families and ourselves. And he asked if we could come on and kind of talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on right now with Corona and COVID D, and just kind of talk about how you can take care of yourself mentally. So, obviously, right now, everybody's pretty anxious, pretty stressed. There's a lot of stuff going on. And so, I think it's important first to kind of talk about what our brain does whenever we're stressed. So, whenever we're exposed to something that is triggering of anxiety, so right now, you watch the news, you see an image of a person in a mask, you're at the store, you see people wearing gloves, anything like that, that can actually trigger a response in our brain that our amygdala kicks in. It's this little tiny thing in the middle of our brain that actually sends messages whenever we're in danger. It's cool. It's awesome. We like having that because it's the thing that when a car's coming towards us and we're walking in the road, we get out of the way, right? But whenever we're exposed to like repeated triggers and trauma or things that are stressful, then sometimes that amygdala just kind of starts running the show. And so when that happens and the amygdala is engaged, we're not able to respond like we normally would because we're in that flight, fight, or freeze moment. And so a stressor comes up, a trigger comes up, and we're like, oh gosh, what am I supposed to do? So I run away or I freeze because I don't know what to do, different things like that. And so when that happens, we don't use like our rational thinking human brain, right? We're a little more animalistic. We're just responding. And the cool thing about being a human is that we also have that prefrontal cortex of our brain, which is where all of the thinking and conscious memories and processing and rationalizing things happen. And so when that amygdala has taken over, that front part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, can't operate. They both can't operate at the same time. And so what we actually have to do is if we can notice that our amygdala is starting to kick in. So ways that you can tell that it's starting to kick in is, you know, you start kind of having a rapid heart rate, or your mouth gets a little dry, or you might start sweating a little more, or your breathing's a little shallower and a little faster, right? Because we're having that response because we're in danger. When that starts to happen, if we can recognize it, like sometimes just saying like, oh, there you are again, amygdala. Yeah, that's not the greatest thing right now. So if we can acknowledge that that's what it is, and then work to send the message to our body that we're safe. So how we can do that is, let's say we're watching a lot of news and the news winds us up, right? Well, we all know everything's changing every day, but a lot of stuff's really not changing every day. So if we choose to not watch every news story, everything that pops up on Facebook, all of those kind of things, and we just take time maybe once a day to get an update, you know, a summary of everything, that's cool. We're probably not going to miss out on anything. We're not going to be super stressed that way. So that's something we can do. We can practice doing breathing, because breathing sends a message to our brain of, hey, we're not in danger. Because when we're taking a deep breath, that's not what we do when we're in danger. We take these quick, fast breaths because we're running for our lives, right? And so if we take deep breaths, then it actually sends a message to our brain like, oh, all right, I'm okay. And so doing things like that, breathing techniques, watching your triggers and kind of managing the exposure that you have, anything that's like that can actually help your brain to pull out of that amygdala phase, to get control in the kind of the thinking part of your brain. But it also helps to train your system so that that amygdala is not constantly overtaking. So for any of you that might have some issues right now with anxiety, just know that that's totally normal. We're in a time of, you know, a lot of uncertainty, and we're all kind of scared and different things like that. And so not knowing how to deal or having some symptoms that are coming up where maybe you're a little more irritable, or you don't have as much patience because your kids are home all the time, or whatever's going on, just know that that's totally normal. If it starts to get to a point where it's happening all the time, then that's the time to like reach out to Dr. Luke and be like, hey, like, I'm not sure what's going on with this. And then the other option is if you also kind of have already had some anxiety, then something like this can actually kind of obviously make it bigger. And so if you're really struggling or anything like that's going on, of course, like I said, talk to Dr. Luke. But another option too is that you can just reach out to our office. We're at counseling group of the Ozarks.com. We're here in Springfield, but we do teletherapy. And so we can actually see anybody remotely throughout the state of Missouri. So you don't have to come into Springfield as long as you have an internet access or a phone. We can get you in and see you. We give a discounted rate to Dr. Luke's folks because, we know that you guys are on kind of a different system, don't necessarily have insurance that covers mental health services. So feel free to reach out. You can also give us a shout on Facebook, Counseling Group of the Ozarks, or give us a call at 417-409-3008. So thanks so much for your time. I'll see y'all on the flip side, I guess. Everybody be safe and be careful.